Starting a business is extremely rewarding, but it is very difficult, especially if you have little to no money. However, in this new digital era, there are ways we can make money with very little to no money at all. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Michael J. I build 6 and 7 figure businesses, and it is my passion and calling in life to teach as many people to do the same. And in this video, I'm going to show you the steps on how to start a business with no money in 2023. Okay, so let's jump straight into it. So the first step you need to do is choose your niche, and you need to choose it very wisely. And the reason for that is because whatever thing you're going to be going into, you're going to be in it for a long time. And this is where I see a lot of people make mistakes. They'll go into something just because they can make a lot of money, and within a few years they burn out because they don't like it and it's not really fulfilling to them. And so you need to choose something that you know you're going to enjoy or have some kind of liking for, and you can see yourself in it for a long time. So that's where we're going to start. You're going to list out your passions, your interests, or your hobbies. And this is where I think is an amazing way to create ideas for businesses that you're potentially going to go into, because you've got a liking for it, you've got a passion for it, and it's something that you've done and you've got some knowledge in. And you might have 2 or 3 hobbies, but you need to choose one really, because you don't want to have 2 or 3 and having to spend loads of time in each area. It's just going to cause confusion and it's just going to delay the whole process. So once you've chosen that one thing, what you're then going to do is you're going to dig deep into that research topic. You're going to do a lot of research in terms of YouTube videos. We're going to be doing a lot of research in terms of social media, finding influencers, reading blogs, getting into Discord groups. Whatever it is, we are going to immerse ourselves in that particular niche for a good 6 to 9 months. Because what this will do is it will give you an idea, a broader idea of that particular niche. It will give you more knowledge on that niche. It will also build up your skills in terms of what you feel you can teach within that particular area. And what it will also do is it will give you an idea of whether it's an area that you can see yourself spending 2, 5, 10 years in. Because once you've spent 6 to 9 months really heavily knees deep in that particular area, it will give you a good idea whether you can stick it out. Okay, cool. So now we've got our niche identified and we can see ourselves in it for a long time. What we need to now do is start thinking of products or services that we can offer in that particular niche. So a lot of these are going to come from you immersing yourself in the research, as I mentioned in step 1. You're going to be watching a lot of YouTube videos. You're going to be doing a lot of research. You're going to be in Discord, asking questions, talking to the community, and just generally immersing yourself in that particular niche. And from that, you are going to get ideas from these influencers who will be trying to sell some kind of course or service. And another thing I highly recommend that you do, and something that when I mention to my business coaching clients, they get a little bit uneasy about spending money on something because they don't really know whether it's something they want to do or they don't want to put money in someone else's pocket. However, by you buying someone else's course or service or product, you are going to do a number of things. Firstly, you're going to get a good idea of what's being sold out there. You're also going to get a good idea for what the prices are for these products and services that these other influencers are selling for. And thirdly, it's going to give you a good idea of what's going right for the influencers, what's right in the products and services, and also, and more importantly, what is wrong with them. Because once you've figured that out, you can then make that a part of your particular brand, product and services. You can offer that and improve on what other people are doing. So you are identifying gaps essentially in those products and services. You are going to offer it as part of your offering, and you'll see how much more value you can offer to your clients. In my opinion, from someone who's paid for many coaching courses, many products and services out there, I can honestly say the products and services that I've created in my business coaching world have all come from improving other people's products. yes, you're going to take certain things that these other influencers and companies out there are doing and what they're selling, but you're also improving on that so you can offer more value, and just knowing the price of these things is just invaluable. Okay, so now we have chosen our niche and now we know what products that we want to sell. We now need to jump into marketing activities, which is vital for the success of any business. Even in the digital era, we need marketing. We need digital marketing. We need to know who our customers are, what our products and services are going to be to fulfill our customer desires, needs, and wants. And then we also need to price our products and services accordingly to that target market. And this is where I've seen a lot of businesses go wrong, because they'll have amazing products, but it can be at the wrong price. So it's not attracting the right clientele. And on the same breath, you've got people that create products that are below par, so to speak, and their price is just ridiculously high. Also, I've seen people with quality that's extremely high, but it's not really directed enough towards the target market and the pricing point. So you need to get all of that right, and the way we get that right is through our marketing activities. So to determine who our target market is, we need to create a straw man. We need to know who the perfect person is who will be buying our products and services. And how we do that, we start off with the demographics. We need to know the age of them people, the sex, where they live, what their buying preferences are, where they buy. We need to know if they're married or not. There's many things out there that we need to confirm to determine who this straw man is going to be and what they're going to look like. Because once we know that, we can direct our content, our products and services, and our pricing points at that particular target market. And just as an example of how it can go wrong, let's say we have got a business course for people that have just left school, because that's what they want to get into, and we price it at £1,000 to £2,000. Obviously, that's going to be totally wrong. And if we put all of the material in there that's a little bit too advanced for students that are just getting out of school, again, it's not going to fulfill our objectives. So we need to make sure, if we are choosing people that are just leaving school, let's say 18-year-olds that wanting to get into business, that don't want to go to university, it needs to be cheaper so they can afford it. It needs to be targeted at more beginners when it comes to business, but as well as, grammar and the language that you use, it needs to be a little bit more simple. And in all honesty, I could do a full video on how to do marketing, and I've only scratched the surface here, but demographics is definitely where you need to start to build that straw man, so you know at least where you're going to target your products and services. So now we've done our marketing activities and we've built our straw man, so we know who we're directing our products and services at. We now need to create our brand, which is probably one of the most important things and definitely ties into your marketing activities, because whatever data, information comes out of that marketing activities, your brand needs to be aligned with it. So if we use the school leavers as another example, we're going to want young, fresh, cool branding, because we need to attract them. They need to feel some kind of connection to it. And if we're using older style branding, colours and formats and text, it's not going to work. The brand all needs to be aligned with your vision, your products, services. That's obviously needs to align to attract your target market. And again, branding is probably something I could do a full video on, but I'm just going to scratch the surface here just to give you some information as a starting point. But branding is absolutely vital. And as I mentioned before, it needs to be aligned to your target market to ensure that it's going to attract them, they're going to feel a connection to, and they're going to want to buy your products and services. So the things to watch out for here are obviously your logo initially, because that's what people are going to see, that's what people are going to know, and it needs to be, again, just direct to that target market. So your font needs to be right, your colors need to be right, your logo, or however you're going to make it look, needs to be really directed to that younger market if we're talking about these school leavers again that are wanting to get into business. So once we've done that, we now need to start marketing ourselves and branding ourselves online, because that's where we're going to make most of our sales in this new digital era. So we need to start creating our social media platforms, and we need to make sure whatever content we put out there, whatever colors are on there, whatever fonts are on there, it all needs to be aligned to our brand and our target market again, so they feel connected to it, they feel drawn to it, and they're going to want to buy from us and come back to us on a regular basis. And what we're also going to be doing once we've built our social media platforms up, we are going to be consistently posting content, whether that's video, text, or graphics. We need to keep it coming, and we need to keep it coming consistently. And again, it all needs to be very specific and targeted at that straw man. And again, this is something that I've seen a lot of people do wrong. They'll have a great brand and might even have great products, but their social media marketing campaigns, they're just not directed or specific enough, and it can really confuse your target market, in all honesty, and it will put people off from coming to you. When if you just done things a little bit more specifically and targeted, those people would have bought from you and your success levels would have just skyrocketed. So we don't want to confuse our target market. They want to feel aligned to it, they want to feel connected to it, so they will stay and they will buy. So now we've done all our marketing activities and we built our brand. At this point, we're going to start building our products. Now, you don't need to wait until the end of doing all your marketing activity and building your brand. But if you do, at least you know you're feeling that you're more aligned and your content can be more specific and targeted to the marketing activities that you've done, and obviously the brand. So it's up to you when you start this. You can do it in line with your marketing activities and your branding. In fact, all of these three things can be done all at the same time, and you can make sure that they're all aligned. But if you do want to wait until after you've done your marketing and branding activities, that's absolutely fine. I know some businesses out there who actually create social media platforms and they'll pump content out there like machines for months on end without even having a product. And they'll also even run marketing and advertising campaigns with products just to see what appetite there is out there, which I think is really clever, because then again, it can also help you create your products, right? It will, any kind of feedback that you get, it will feed into your products and you can improve it from the feedback that you get. And just to give you an idea of some examples of products and services that you can sell. So there are coaching programs out there, right, which have a community platform. They will have a online course that they will sell as a one-off, and they might start charging a monthly fee for you to stay in their coaching program. You've also got software as a service, which is basically a software that solves a problem, and you can just sell that from business to business or business to consumer. And of course, these are all digital products that I'm talking about now, and you might not want to start a digital product business, and you don't have to. Of course, this will run true in any kind of business. You might want to sell products, you might want to sell fitness clothing, you might want to sell gym equipment, whatever it is. This is going to be the same whether it's digital products or actual physical products. And the final step of this whole process is to start selling. And obviously we need a website and we're going to need social media platforms. Especially in the digital era, we're not going to make very many sales, if any sales at all, without a website. Websites can reach people all over the world with just a few clicks of a button, and we're definitely going to need it. And how we're going to sell our products, there's numerous ways we can do that. There are sales funnels through, let's say, a webinar marketing funnel where you have some kind of sales page, people click on it and it will take them to a pre-recorded webinar where you will talk briefly about the features and benefits of the course, and then you will sell it at the end of that. But there are many ways you can sell online, and you can actually just sell online by putting content out there. By putting content out there, people are seeing what you're all about, what your products and services represent, and then you can always link them to your website. Obviously, as well, on social media platforms, we can now do advertising materials, we can do advertising campaigns, and we can also do the same on Google. We can do advertising campaigns. They call them PPC campaigns, which are pay-per-click. And you create them, you put some advertising material up there, whether that's video, whether that's imagery, some really cool shots, all selling your products, and then it'll all link back to your website or whatever end or means that you're going to sell your products on. And there are the more older school techniques out there, which is email marketing and selling, which actually still work very well, especially if you can build a big database of client names and emails. It is super easy as well. Let's say you've got 10,000 emails. All it takes is putting the content together with some nice script, some nice imagery, really selling the product, obviously with the links to the website again so that they can buy. And with a click of a button, you can send to 10,000 people. And those 10,000 people are essentially warm customers because you've got their email through one way, shape or form related to your brand or products and services. We obviously don't want to be doing the dodgy thing of paying for email list, which actually is not allowed anymore. And the way we can get emails and a big database of them is by offering free things in our social media content that we put out there. So doing something like a checklist or something like a spreadsheet that people can use that's obviously related to the products and services that you sell and your brand. And by getting people to sign up to your email, you are essentially giving them that for free. So you might put an advertising campaign out there or just putting content out there on your social media, because obviously that's free for you. You can put it out there and say, if you want this, all we need is your email address. You send them to some kind of sales page where they have to put their email address in, and they can just download the PDF spreadsheet or whatever it is that you've offered for free, which is a really nice way to build a loyal client base, a client base that has started to get to know you. It starts to build trust. You've given them something for free, so they've got value, and so they feel like staying with you more. And the more you do this, the more trust you're going to build and confidence in your target market. And before long, you can have thousands of warm clients in a nice email database that you can use whenever you want. So that is all the steps. Just to summarize, firstly, what we're going to do is choose our niche. Once we know what area we're going to go into, we are then going to start creating ideas of products we want to sell. Once we've got that, we're then going to start doing our marketing activities to determine our target market. Once we've done that, we're going to start creating our brand. And then once we've got our branding up and running, we're going to start creating our products and services. Or you can do those three that I've just said all in one go. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to start selling it. And obviously, to underpin all of that, we're going to have our social media platforms and our website. So I really hope you found this really valuable and you've taken a lot from it. You don't need a lot of money, if any money at all, to start a business these days in this digital era. So take these steps one by one, start really diving into that niche of yours, and before long you might have your own business and you're selling your own products. So that is it for me today. Until next time,